Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. I am the Reverend Christine Dance. My pronouns are she and her, and I am honored to serve as the minister of this congregation. Welcome to our service. Those of you in the room are brave, intrepid explorers making it through the pylons of marathonness. Thank you for your industriousness. Did anyone else get a tour of Phoenix this morning on our way here? Yes. In this sacred space, we celebrate our humanity, our diversity, and the boundless love that unites all of us. The Unitarian Universalist congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time. For these absurd times that we are living in, we are a congregation that is theologically diverse, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. Our doors swing wide to embrace all who are looking for a welcoming place. May our service today be a source of inspiration, a comfort in challenging times, and a call to action. I met a whole bunch of new folks going around this morning. Boy, did you pick an interesting service to come to as your first time. And we are so thrilled. Can you raise your hand if it's your first time or it's been a long time since you've been here? Wonderful. We heartily welcome you. We're so glad to see your faces. Every time a new person is here, it changes us. And we are so thrilled to have you here. Benji, still start off with some music.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Benji Messer. I use he, him pronouns. I'm glad to have Joe and Karen with me helping with music today. And we open with an African-American spiritual that imagines a better world than the one that we live in right now. Please rise in body or spirit and sing with us. More peace. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. And there is happiness. There is happiness somewhere. There is happiness somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is happiness somewhere. And there is more joy. There is more joy. And there is more love. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. Please remain standing for our chalice lighting.
Good morning. I'm Blake Rushing. I'm your worship associate today. My pronouns are she and her. Join me as we recite our covenant and Herb and Mickey Tucker light our chalice. If you're watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please light it with us. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to share our strength in fellowship. Thus do we covenant.
And while you're still standing, please just turn around, smile at your neighbors, welcome them with your friendly faces. And let's also wave and say hello to our folks on Zoom. Oh, there they are. Please, okay,
All right,
you
please
may
be seated. I have a few announcements in the community, in our community from our civic engagement team today. Please stay after service for a Save Our Schools Arizona presentation. It's going to be right here in the sanctuary. 3 Save Our School Arizona representatives, including our own Kim St. Clair, will be calling for positive actions we can take to support and advocate for Arizona's public schools. Mickey, I want to thank you, and Christina was part of our, we call this the Altar Guild because it feels fun for our UUs to have an Altar Guild. And they specifically designed it today for the topic of pluralism, and they said that the meaning here, the large empty bowl represents the community. It's about making space for different perspectives. The small vessels of wood, pewter, colored glass, pottery are all uniquely shaped, and they're all kinds of perspectives of both who we are and our sexuality. And the altar is a visual representation of the invitation. All your perspectives are welcome here. Bring what you hold. This space can hold it all. Isn't that lovely? So related to that, I want to talk a little bit about applause. I have noticed since I've been back from sabbatical that there's been a lot of applause, like at every transition. And while I know that during the sabbatical you were very excited to say thank you to our guest folks, I want to name that some people find it very jarring. I want to name especially our seniors with hearing aids. Some of them say that it is incredibly, like it takes them a little bit out of their body. So it becomes an accessibility issue. And I also want to name that for some, it disrupts the spiritual space here, all right? Some of you love it and want to express it all the time. I want to try an experiment for at least 2 weeks that maybe we can clap less frequently for things that feel really worthy. So, for example, last week's choir anthem, absolutely, wow, clapping worthy. Some of my sermons, maybe. All of them, no. They're not all clap worthy, they're not. Clapping for together time or for joys and sorries? No, we don't need, it's not, is that really clap worthy? So I want you, yes. Can you show us that there, please? Yes, we used to do this a long time ago. This is an accessibility for folks with ASL. They do this. It's a wonderful way of showing our appreciation without the sound part of clapping. Maybe we can try that too if you're feeling that. How do you all feel about that? Can we try that? Yeah, oh, so good, excellent. Thank you. We're going to try that for a few weeks. And now I'd like to invite up John Palumbo for a special announcement.
Good morning. My name is John Palumbo. My pronouns are he, him, and I am your stewardship chair. This year, when we completed our pledge campaign, we fell short of our goal. The UU Foundation of Phoenix has pledged to cover the difference. However, we want to avoid calling on the foundation, if possible, because it takes from the future security of our congregation. I've been, for the past couple of weeks, asking people to come up and speak about what UUCP means to them And so today I'd like to invite up Bunny Hodis.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I do not.
It's all yours. Hi, I'm Bunny Hodis. My pronouns are she, her, and thank you. And I have like 2 bits. The first one is I'd like a quick raise of hands of how many of you understand our Phoenix Foundation and what they do for us. Okay, about half. So the foundation is kind of like our savings account, and so each year we get what it earns. We get that money pledged. 5% of that comes to us for our regular budget, and the board budgets regularly for that. So if we deplete those funds, then we don't have the other funds in the future to fund. So while they have said that they would cover so that we make sure we got through this budget year, it's not something we want to do on a regular basis. So we're okay for this year, but we want you to understand that little piece about it. I wanted to just say for my part that as a child growing up, I was pretty invisible, and I was bullied as a kid, and I worked hard, and I had outside help from a wonderful child psychiatrist to move forward in my life and to make the effort to do what I do in learning about how to step forward, how to lead, how to, just jump into things. And so it's been a lot of work. And when I came into this community, this place, the UUCP, and all the people in it, because you are UUCP, all of you watching online, all of you sitting in the chairs, and those people beyond, I felt at home. I felt seen. I felt heard. I felt cared for. And that's what we try to establish here in this community. So it's been such an important part of my life. I hope that it's an important part of your life, and that it needs your support financially to keep going. So if I know these days we're asked for money everywhere, every day, every minute on our phones, and they're good causes. But if you think about this place more as part of your home, as opposed to a charitable place to give to, and if you can manage a few more dollars a month to support here, we're also grateful, not only the board and to support our wonderful staff, but we're all grateful for each other to be here. And so we want to keep going and keep supporting our programming and our staff and everyone who's here. So I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Bunny. So to help make up the gap in our funding, we are calling on you, the UUCP community. And thanks to generous pledges of our lead donors, anything you pledge will be doubled. To increase your pledge or make a new pledge, you can come see me at the back table after service, or you can email us at stewardship@phoenixuu.org. So I ask you again, what is UUCP worth to you? Thank you.
Our opening words this morning are from Elizabeth Barish Brown. To begin, to start, to create, to undertake, to grow, to promise, to increase, to generate, all these are our birthright. As we are created, so may we create. The ability and the choice to create is sacred. To withdraw that chance from any person without their permission would be a violent act, the cutting off of life itself. And yet, as precious is the right to simply not. To end, to terminate, to stop, to discontinue, to rest, to hibernate, to impede, to prevent, these too are our birthright. For without consent, our ability to create becomes not a blessing, but a burden and an imposition. Without a space for a no, there can never be a trustworthy yes. Today, we come into this holy place and time, ready to invoke the divine, to make space for the sacred, to co-create community once again. This too is a choice. You may not be coerced into relationship with the holy or with one another. I invite you, I ask you to join us. I respect it if you will not, today or ever. More sacred than any other individual need is choice, the right to know oneself, the right to know what you are ready for, what you need, to stretch when you can, to pause when you will, to know your body, your mind, your spirit better than anyone else, and ultimately, to be trusted with the responsibility of your own living. I now invite anyone who would like to come forward for Together Time.
Hi, everyone. We have a whole bunch of my favorite ages. Is everyone under, let's see, under 5 up here? 6. Okay, everyone's 6 or under then, right? Okay, so I have a very important question for you all, especially the kids. Do you like food? Do you like food? Yeah? Does anyone like sandwiches? Yeah? Yeah? We like sandwiches? Okay, excellent. So I brought some things up here today that I like to make sandwiches of. Does anyone want to come up here and see what we've got and name any of them? Let's see what we've got. You want to help me? Yeah? What do you see? What do you see up here? A tortilla. Yes, there's a tortilla. What do you see, Knox? Does anyone see a cucumber? You think you see a cucumber? You want to show everybody that? Yeah, Nutella. Does anyone else? It's my really special treat. And I call it it's like peanut butter, right? Matthew, do you see cheese? Did you see cheese? And there's ham, and there's jam, there's peanut butter, there's jelly, there's a cucumber. So I like hummus and cucumbers on a sandwich. So has anyone ever tried hummus and cucumbers? You have? Well, look at you all. So that's awesome. Oh yeah, and that is some fresh bread. Yep, that's hummus. We're going to leave it there, but afterwards, who knows? Maybe we could. So what's your favorite? Felix, what's your favorite kind of sandwich? What's your favorite sandwich? Lettuce, pepperoni, and sausages. Cool. It sounds like a lettuce pizza. Right? What's your favorite sandwich, Knox?
Mine would be with a plain tortilla.
Okay.
With some cucumbers chopped onto it.
Cucumbers, excellent.
And also some tuna to stick on the cucumbers.
Okay, so cucumbers, Nutella on a tortilla. I think we're all going to have to try that today. Okay. Yeah, do you want to tell me about your favorite sandwich? Oh, do you want to talk into the mic or not?
My favorite sandwich is grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay. Very appropriate use of that. Yes, grilled cheese. I do too. I love grilled cheese. I forgot about that. Okay, so this is what's really cool is all of you mentioned different kinds of sandwiches. Some of you mentioned sandwiches that I hadn't thought of yet. Some of you, I didn't even mention, here are the classic peanut butter and jelly. And some people have different likes, but other people have different needs. Like some people can't eat gluten, so they might eat a different kind of bread. Some people, I didn't even think of a warm sandwich. Some people like their sandwiches warm. Some of them might like them cold. There's a lot of different ways to do sandwiches, right? So if I told you that there was only one way to do a sandwich, what would you say? No. Awesome. First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, I'm going to do what I want. Third of all, we just know that that's not true, right? Because what matters is that it's your sandwich. It's your sandwich. It nourishes you and makes you happy. So in this congregation, we believe that people have all kinds of different beliefs, just like sandwiches. We each have our own ingredients, which is what makes us beautiful and delicious. And we're going to be talking about a really weird word today called pluralism. Pluralism, yes. You want to make a sandwich? Yeah? Okay. It will be here. I mean, I kind of do too. I'm kind of hungry. So pluralism, we think about it as celebrating diversity of how we think and act and believe. We make it pluralism about making it special to have choice, to think about that it is a special honor to have choice. And just like there are a lot of different good sandwiches, there are many good ways to love and to live. So I wish you all many happy sandwiches in your life, whether that is a metaphor for your faith, your life, for how you love people, or it really is just about sandwiches. I wish you good sandwiches. You can return to your seats. Thank you.
Each week, we split our offering between this congregation and an organization that shares our values. For November, our Share the Plate partner is the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, UUSC. UUSC advances human rights and social justice issues around the world, partnering with those who confront unjust power structures and mobilizing to challenge oppressive policies. Their work is grounded in the belief that all people have inherent power and dignity. For all that you give, we are so grateful. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in helping us pass the plates.
We recognize that that was very good, you all. That was very good. That was abstinence right there. We recognize that our lives are interconnected, and part of our journey as community is sharing our significant milestones, joys, and sorrows. If you are on Zoom, please put a note in the chat. If you're in person and want us to read your joy and sorrow next week, there's a table just there in the back where you can fill out a card like this. I got several joys and sorrows from Jan Kaplan today, earlier, and Jan wanted me to share that today is Jan and Helen's 12th wedding anniversary out of 38 together, that their flight made it home from Iowa right before one that was canceled, and a sadness that our UUCP refugee team is assisting a Venezuelan family who just found out that their SNAP benefits disappeared now, but will also be permanently gone because of that awful budget bill this summer. So please hold them and those in our community who are working with them. I have a joy from Cassie. Cassie, can you just give a wave? Cassie says, I am so grateful that my mother and sister can be here today for this service before flying back home to Germany. Welcome, welcome to Cassie's family. We're so thrilled to have you here with us. Oh, and at the bottom, Cassie says, I love them very much. And Julia is, I saw you right there. Julia says, we're remembering the life of Anne's father, San Wen? Yeah, San Wen, who passed in the early hours on Friday. So we are holding you and your family in deep care during this transition and grief time. I am looking online. I don't see anything yet for our folks. And may our joys and sorrows, those named and those held in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, may they help us draw closer and care for each other. I invite you now to a time of meditation and prayer. I want you to just take a moment, notice your body, see where it might need just a little calming and attention. Take a few breaths. Be here in this present moment as we pray in the spirit of pluralism. Spirit of life, source of love that moves through all things, we come together from many paths, and we lift up the truth that there are so many ways to do so many things, to believe, to live, to love, to interact. And in these challenging times, many of us are exploring a different topic of the many ways to pray. In the spirit of pluralism, the idea that there are several different paths of humanity, let us explore all of the many ways that we pray. Some of us pray in silence, listening for the still, small voice that speaks beneath the noise of the world. Some of us pray in words, in poetry or pleading or gratitude, spoken aloud, whispered, or written in a journal no one will ever read. Some of us pray in motion, with hands in the soil, with bodies dancing, with feet marching for justice. Our movement itself becomes our amen. Some of us pray in music through singing and drumming and humming, letting vibration carry what words cannot. Some of us pray in service, washing dishes, feeding neighbors, showing up for a friend. Our actions form our shape of devotion. Some of us pray in wonder, looking up at the night sky or watching a pet breathe in sleep, feeling awe that we get to be alive at all. Some of us pray through creation, painting, writing, planting, building, bringing new beauty into being as a way of saying thank you. Some of us pray in community, joining our hearts with others so that our shared longing for healing and hope rises together like one great breath. And some of us today do not know how to pray, and yet we are still here, open, curious, trusting that being present is wholly enough. May every way of prayer be honored in this space. May every silence, every song, every act of love be heard by the great mystery in which we all live and move and have our being. Amen, and blessed be.
Here's a lullaby for us to sing together about letting children grow up their own way without any limits. It's by the UU activist and minister Fred Small. We've done it before. It's called Everything Possible. And I'd like you to begin by singing each line of the chorus after me, because the chorus is great and it doesn't come up enough in the song, and it'll help you learn it. So here's the first line. You can be anybody you want to be. Try that.
You can be anybody you want to be.
And then after me, you can love whomever you will. Try that.
You can love whoever you will.
You can travel any country where your heart leads.
You can travel any country where your heart leads.
And know I will love you still.
And know I will love you still.
That's half of the chorus. The next half, here's the next line. It goes, you can live by yourself. You can gather friends around.
You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around.
You can choose one special one.
You can choose one special one.
And the only measure of your words and your deeds,
The only measure of your words and your deeds
will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
Y'all sound beautiful. I think this might be our only chance to stand during the service, so let's stand and sing the whole song through, even though it's a lullaby. Here's how it starts. Next lyric slide, please. Nope, not that one. Okay.
We have cleared off the table, the leftovers saved, washed the dishes and put them away. I have told you a story and tucked you in tight at the end of your knockabout day. As the moon sets its sails to carry you to sleep over the midnight sea, I will sing you a song no one sang to me. May it keep you good company.
You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself, you can gather friends around, you can choose one special one, and the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
Some children grow up strong and bold, while some are quiet and kind. Some race on ahead, some take it slow, some go in their own way and time. Some women love women, some men love men, some leave every label behind. You can dream all the day, never reaching the end of everything possible you'll find. Don't be rattled by names,
by taunts, by games, but seek out spirits true. If you give your friends the best part of yourself, they will give the same back to you. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself, you can gather friends around, you can choose one special one, and the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. The love you leave behind when you're done. Thanks all. Please be seated.
Church, if I may be so honest with you all, I am personally a big fan of sex. If I had to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 69. But this wasn't always my disposition towards sex. I grew up with a much more conservative view of sex, one shaped by the church and culture I was formed in. I thought of sex as shameful and fraught, and even though we pretended like it didn't exist for the most part, pregnancy was still a common occurrence. I'm serious. My sister once called me to tell me, I've got to do her impression right, I don't know how it happened, but I'm pregnant again. That's a true story. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only thing that saved me from teenage pregnancy was being born a trans woman. But despite that background, I still found myself curious about sex. I saw it as a part of my identity that deserved to be honored rather than diminished. And the more I explored my relationship to sex, the more healing and joy that I found and experienced. But what does this even mean or look like in practice? Well, in my own life, I have a community of dear friends and loved ones that is somewhat centered around sex. I work with a group of friends, and together we organize and host parties, a night of bacchanalia, if you will. We started this because we all felt drawn to sexual liberation and pluralism, and wanted to create a safe space centered particularly around trans, queer people, people of color, women, and those with disabilities. And it has grown into a vibrant, loving community that extends far beyond sex. We start every event with a consent class and practice exercise. Everyone has to practice saying and hearing the word no before any other conversations can be had. The practice exercise is drawing names from a hat, and whatever name you draw, the goal is to ask to engage with that person. And for the first round, everyone has to respond with no. And that gives us all that chance to practice hearing and receiving it in that setting. For instance, if I were playing that game, and let's say I drew Reverend Christine's name out of the hat, I would say, Reverend Christine, I really want to give you a high five. Can I give you a high five right now? But Reverend Christine has to say no. And what's happened is I've learned that I can hear the word no, and I'm alive. I'm still standing here. I'm okay. And Reverend Christine has experienced the power of saying no and realized she doesn't have to give any high five she doesn't want to give. She can tell anyone no. We talk about the dialogue of sex and the importance of clear communication between one another or multiple others. People often find it hard to start or participate in that dialogue, but find the tools learned in this space helpful. I want to share some of the reviews that we've gotten from these events, if you will. People's honest observations. Someone let us know that they wanted to express that it was such an amazing time and that they keep telling people they went to an orgy and it was the most wholesome experience that they ever had. Another person said, truly spectacular experience that you guys put together. Thank you to the leadership. I don't even feel sexual about the experience. It was so healing and accepting. I grew so much, and I had lots of sex. The wildest part to me is how much this work feels like my time in ministry. Who could have imagined that organizing safe space and practicing dialogue could lead to so much healing and personal growth for everyone involved? I believe as humans, sexuality is a piece of our identity. And like all the other pieces, it is healthiest in the light. As long as it is ethical, the beauty of all sex deserves to be recognized. No sexual act is any more, less, or pure than another. And I'm not saying this to tempt you to try anything new, although if you do feel inspired, please ethically explore to your heart's content. But rather, I think it's most important for us to grasp this in order to see more fully the beauty and divinity in one another. An approach to sex based in pluralism has benefited me in two major ways. I feel like I have more fully embraced myself, allowing myself to be honest about desires and allowing myself to explore and grow in how deeply I know myself. Secondly, it has helped me to see more clearly the beauty in others. If I'm judging the sex that I have or desire, I'm probably, or definitely, judging the sex other people have or desire. And I don't think any of us really want to do that to one another. Rather, I believe we all want more ways to see the divinity in one another. Sex is one of those ways. Not necessarily engaging in the act, but seeing and embracing that beauty in our own individual ways and capacities. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. So here's a song I didn't think I'd ever get to sing in a congregation. This is it's sort of a catalog. It's called The Varieties of Sexual Experience. I wrote it, I think, before I had experienced anything. But the spirit is there, and I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, you'll see. Heterosexual couples, they're doing fine with the party line that says a woman and man is the master plan, and spawning's effectual and non-intellectual heterosexual couples. So every verse is kind of like that. It's just a lot of them. And lesbian lady couples, couples, lesbian lady couples. Well, I get kinda jealous that they don't want no fellas, but there's no use in trying to argue with a vagina, so don't be afraid of Sadie and Katie. They're a lesbian lady couple. And gay male couples, gay male couples. There's so much stigma about so much smegma. If you're out of the closet, please watch out for laws that say you're going to jail or even to hell, 'cause you're a gay male couple. And polyamorous groups. Oh, polyamorous groups. If talk of monogamy puts you in agony, and you've got all your lovers down under the covers, and you're spreading your soups with the troops, then whoops, you've got a polyamorous group. And, what else do we have in the box? Let's see. Casual blindfold orgy. Oh, the blindfold orgy. Well, I felt a finger, but I couldn't see a thing. Or, well, it could have been my mom or my best friend Tom. I was left in the cold, but I guess I'm still sold on the blindfold orgy. And how about the jack-off artist? Great jack-off artist. If you're a loner and you've got a boner, then it's most efficient to be self-sufficient, or you won't feel a lack all alone in the sack if you're a jack-off artist. All right, I need a palate cleanser. There's one more. Truly celibate monks. Truly celibate monks. They say you never get bored when you're serving the Lord. Well, it's still pretty rare to get by just on prayer, and some of them flunk, but it's not just junk. There are truly celibate monks. Okay, you ready for the grand finale? Pornographic entertainment like this song. Pornographic entertainment like this song gets you erected when you've been neglected, but then you feel dejected when you least expect it. You can't get elected if you don't reject it. So you say we should inspect it, but don't you collect it? If your wife detects it, does she disconnect it? Oh, does she select it? Well, I stand corrected. Have you ever checked it and seen yourself reflected in fantasies projected, keeping you protected from the unexpected or your life dissected? Sure, it's misdirected, but at least you're not infected by pornographic entertainment like this song. Thank you.
I love you so much. We actually have two guests here today who met my wife Karen and I on a cruise 3 years ago. And they remember that I was very reluctant to tell anybody what I did. And they thought either I was a serial killer or a minister. And then they were like, what kind of minister could she be? She's a lesbian on a lesbian trip. Must be a Unitarian Universalist. So the truth is I hate telling people who I meet randomly what I do. Usually one of three things happens. They freeze and they analyze if they've said anything sinful or they've sworn. And if they have, they apologize to me, which makes everyone feel super awkward. 2, they want to tell me their religious history, especially their religious trauma, which is so much fun over cocktail hour. Or 3, they just get quiet, or slowly leave, or they stop talking, like just stop talking to me. And everyone feels awkward. So, do you know what I say? I work in HR for a nonprofit. No one wants to ask me any follow-up questions with that one. The truth is they can't believe that there is a white, waspy-looking minister that doesn't fall into that category of Christian. If you say minister, I must be that. And anything else doesn't compute. It often happens the same way when people find out about UUCP or UU in general. They can't believe that there's not a single creed or statement of belief. They can't believe that there is a faith like this. And some of them say, essentially, what do you mean? And they mean that one of two ways. One, they mean it positively, like, what do you mean? I can have my own unique set of beliefs and it will be okay? Or, what do you mean? How do I know what to believe? Or my favorite, and yes, I've gotten this, what stops you from just murdering someone then? That takes a lot more explanation, doesn't it? So as a reminder of what Unitarian Universalism is, we have values, and we do put love in the center of that, if we can show the values slide. And love is at the center of everything that we do, and then there are 6 other values. There is generosity, interdependence, equity, justice, transformation, and pluralism. If you are new, there is a sermon series on all of these from last year. Glad to have you look at them again. And this week we are going to be talking about pluralism. Pluralism says we celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. Pluralism is the hardest to comprehend, often I find, of our Unitarian Universalist values, and it's one of the most foundational ones for us. So, it works the same with belief. It starts with you can believe whatever you want. You can believe, not believe, you can come into this space however you want. It means that we can respect your religious journey and belief even if it is different. It means that we are curious and not judgmental. It means that we explore it with love and respect. And I love the words that our exploration is both free and responsible. So it's free, explore what you want, but do it in a responsible way. Do it in a way that doesn't harm others. Don't do it willy-nilly and disrespectful of other faiths. Free and responsible go together in that. But how good are we at translating pluralism to other areas? How good of a job do we do of looking at it as how we are in the world? We've gotten much better at exploring and being open to different sexual orientations. We have done some work around race, but we still have room to grow. It's been a big focus for growth, especially as UUs, of getting around our assumptions. We still have some assumptions around class and financial ability, and how can we explore being pluralistic in that? And we still have a lot of assumptions around abilities and disabilities. I wish that we had more loving curiosity around people and their disabilities and abilities. But I'd say that we still have quite a bit of room to grow in embracing our pluralism around sexuality. I'm not talking about sexual orientation here. What I'm talking about is your own and every human's own sexual identity. The ways that you experience being a sexual being, however you define your gender or sexual orientation. If we buy into that being human means that you are a sexual being, just the fact that you are alive and in a body makes you a sexual being. You have sexual organs, whatever they may be. You have sexual thoughts. You have sexual experience, no matter how much you use them or do not use them. We accept that small children are sexual beings. They start exploring with all of that in other ways that they explore their bodies in very young ages. Even if they are not sexually active, they are sexual beings. You all get it? We're all sexual beings. You buy into this premise? Okay. We know that people are sexual from the day they are born to the day they are dying. Many of us growing up hearing what Blake heard, that there was only one legitimate way to have sex between two married heterosexual adults in private with the intention of making or maintaining a family. Whether you got that message implicitly or explicitly, and even as our society has evolved, that old narrative still lingers. That real sex is between two monogamous people in a romantic relationship, usually married. And yet, when we look at the breadth of human experience, we see that sexuality is as diverse as humanity itself. Pluralism invites us to move beyond that single story. It calls us to see the many ways that people experience and express their humanity, and to affirm that each way can be sacred when rooted in consent, respect, and mutuality. I swear I wrote this before. I don't know, we wrote it the same. I am not asking you to explore this to yourself unless you want to. I am not saying, hey, here's all the smorgasbord of trying things, nor would I ever stand up here and say, you know, you should really try Buddhism. What I want us to do is I want us to think about how we feel about things, not for ourselves, but in general. As I talk about different ways of exploring our pluralism of sexuality, I want you to do your own personal inventory of how you feel about it for yourself or for anyone else. Are you open to people who may explore things like this? May it expand your own definition of humanity? Because pluralism says diversity is not something to be tolerated, it is sacred. So let's look at some of these different paths, not to rank them, not to exoticize them, but to understand how you each feel as I talk about them as this facet of human truth. Let's start with asexuality, because there's an assumption right there, right? Some people don't have sex. Some people don't want it. Some people can't have it. For some people, this is a fact of life, and for some, it is a choice. For some, they do not experience sexual attraction, and this is not a lack, but a presence in their life. Do you have to be having sex to be a sexual being? Definitely not. Do you have to be having sex in a healthy, fulfilling, deep, and joyful relationship? Definitely not. Asexual people teach us that intimacy takes many different forms: emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and creativity. Benji started off with monogamy. Some people consider themselves monogamous and don't see it as a capitulation to the culture that has prioritized it, but as a conscious choice that fits for them. Monogamy, when chosen consciously, can be a deeply spiritual commitment. It invites focus, a devotion to building trust, to nurturing mutual growth, and finding freedom within the boundaries that a couple has established. For many, monogamy is a practice of a deep knowing, of saying, I choose you again and again in a world of constant distraction. There are all different kinds of open relationships. Some people in committed relationships are still open to other sexual partners. These people often find that openness expands rather than diminishes their love. For many, feel limiting their sexual relationship to just one person limits the breadth of their sexuality that they might want to explore with more and different kinds of people. When a person is in an open relationship, it is a spiritual exercise of having radical honesty, transparency, self-awareness, and boundaries. And it is a way to honor a connection with others that doesn't necessarily threaten a primary bond, that love and desire can be abundant, not scarce. Polyamory is a version of open relationships, and it expands that idea further, that people can love and commit to more than one partner at a time, with everyone's knowledge and consent. This is not about endless partners, but about intentional networks of love and care and responsibility. Polyamory challenges the idea that love must be exclusive to be meaningful. And it asks the question, what if love multiplies rather than divides us? Polyamory often creates more of a village, more people to help with raising children, stretching experiences, helping us to be our best selves, and an inherent community within a household or a relationship. I mention this one specifically because I really want to challenge, how do you feel about this? We have several polyamorous couples and families in this congregation. Do you know that? Does it surprise you? Look at all these hand waves. Does it surprise you? How do you feel about it? Does it expand your sense of welcome and community being here? There is solo sexuality. For many, sexuality is not something that they do with others. This can be either by choice or by situation or both. It can be combined with being in a relationship. You can fit into multiples of all of these different categories at the same time. We are still sexual beings, whether we are with others or not. And self-pleasure, self-exploration, those things that we're saying that it's natural for children to do, it is still natural at all other ages, and can be a way to understand and care for our bodies. It can be meditative, grounding, even sacred. And for many, it affirms that pleasure does not require permission or performance. Kink. I never thought I'd say that word from the pulpit, and it feels fabulous. Kink is an umbrella term for erotic interests and fantasies. Are you all okay? You doing okay? You're doing all right, right? Okay. It's really quiet in here. And I'm assuming because you're like, oh, she's talking about all of this. So kink is an umbrella term for erotic interests and fantasies or practices that fall outside of conventional sexual scripts. Kink might include role play or sensory play or fetish or power exchange or anything that explores desire in a creative and consensual way. It can include a wide range of creativity, looking at different sensations or temperatures or textures, exploring different identities or dynamics, exploring fetishes around objects or materials or situations, being playful with costumes, language, or roles. Whether it is about dressing in a furry costume or a nurse's costume, whether it is about wearing leather or borrowing from the world of animals, kink is about imagination, authenticity, and consent. It invites participants to be honest about their desires, not to repress them or judge them. It is an act of resistance in this society often, but it is an invitation to explore these things safely and respectfully In a way, it is a spiritual practice of self-awareness. Kink says, I am curious about the edges of my humanity, and I want to explore them with care. BDSM, bondage, discipline, dominance, submission, sadism, and masochism. Now that's a subset of kink that involves power exchange and sensation, but importantly, it does it within a framework of consent and trust. It often includes roles or structures like dominant or submissive, and it can be emotional, psychological, or physical in nature. At its core, BDSM is about trust and surrender. It asks, how do we give and receive power safely? How do we build structure strong enough to hold vulnerability? In this way, BDSM can be a spiritual metaphor for covenant. It's not about control or harm, but about mutual agreement and deep listening. It can include power exchange. It can include discipline and ritual. It can include bondage and containment to explore safety, restraint, or stillness. And it can explore intensity as forms of catharsis. BDSM at its healthiest embodies mutual care and responsibility. Both partners hold each other's safety sacred. It's a living covenant. Boundaries are discussed, power is balanced, and communication is continual. I mentioned all of these individually because I wanted to do it in the context of pluralism that we often see as a sacred tool. How many of you have ever heard all of those explained in those loving terms? Have you? I am so glad. How many of you have heard them as only things that are scary, you don't talk about that, exotified, anything else in a totally different way? Yeah, I had to. It took a lot of exploration to understand, and I wanted to share healthy, consensual, spiritual ways of exploring this. Pluralism does not mean just let and let live. It means seeing value in difference. It says different ways of being all hold wisdom, and that our understanding of ourselves grows richer when we learn other ways of being. In Unitarian Universalist theology, we affirm the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, and that includes their bodies, their desires, their ways of loving and connecting. Sexual plurality invites us to move from judgment to curiosity, from conformity to compassion. So again, here's the thing. Don't go out of this saying, Reverend Christine told us that we should do all of these things. You may have misinterpreted my message. You don't personally have to relate to any of these paths. You may have something different, or definitely not all of them. You don't have to say, I want to do that to affirm their worth. Just as you don't have to practice every religion to respect it, you don't have to share every kind of sexuality to honor its truth for someone else. When we bring pluralism into sexuality, we create communities where people don't have to hide parts of themselves, where conversations about boundaries, consent, authenticity, they become normal and not shameful, and where love in all of its forms can flourish. Imagine a world where children grow up learning that their bodies are good, their desires are their own, and their worth is not measured by whom they love or how. Imagining places of worship like our congregation that can model this openness, that can say, here, your wholeness is welcome. Because pluralism is not just about theology, it's about liberation. When we expand our understanding of sex, we expand our understanding of our humanity itself. In the end, sexuality is one of the most complex and beautiful expressions of our embodied lives. And like all sacred things, it comes in many forms. Pluralism calls us to see them all, to bless them all, and to say love in all of its forms is worthy of reverence. Connection in all of its expressions is holy, and everybody, and every single body is good. May it be so.
All right, so I have for a closing hymn, I want to teach you a song by Robin Binneman from Austin. I have friends who watch songwriting competitions now, and they said, oh, you should check this guy out. This song has these long spoken verses. It probably doesn't make sense to sing along with, so maybe stay seated, but please speak the chorus with me once you see it come up, once you get it. It's the bigger words, and there's a bridge that's sung that you can sing with me. It's called More Love. When a man loves a man, well, there ain't no shame. It's pretty much like when a guy loves a dame, except the parties involved have the same equipment. Aside from that, it's not very different. In fact, it's almost exactly the same, and it's a good thing. More love in the world is a good thing. The more you bring, the more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. And when a lady loves a lady, well, that's totally fine. You see, sex can be flexible by design. It's a beautiful thing when adults come together romantically. And it don't matter whether they're of the same gender, if they're of the same mind. It's a good thing. More love in the world is a good thing. The more you bring, the more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. And when a man sees a man and can't help but imagine him stripped to his blue jeans, bare chest and abdomen, or when a woman fancies a pretty girl, the nape of her neck so perfectly vertical, her hips so round she can imagine her hands on them, a good thing. More love in the world is a good thing. The more you bring, the more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. More love in the world, more love in the world is love in the world is good. Try that. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. Yeah, we should spend our lives in passion and romance. We mustn't squander these passing moments. Let's welcome these couples into family life. You know, husband with husband and wife with wife. In sickness and health and with shared insurance. It's a good thing. More love in the world is a good thing. The more you bring, the more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. Well, you might not be used to a dude with another dude, but it's cool if they're in love with each other. And who's to judge if their love rings true? If they happen to be among the fortunate few whose affections can make each other's hearts flutter, it's a good thing.
More love in the world is a good thing.
The more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. And before you say gays have gone too far, consider how messed up some heteros are. They get dressed up like boys and girls, then shoot at each other with poison arrows from opposite sides of the family car. It's a good thing. More love in the world is a good thing. The more you bring, the more we get to sing about it. Who's to say who shouldn't and should? More love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. More love in the world is love in the world is love in the world is good. Thanks all.
After service ends, noon activities, including our children's ministry programming, will be listed on the screen. Please join us for coffee hour with food and refreshments in our community space just across the patio. Reverend Christine, please close out our service.
May you go out into this world today that you are, knowing that you are holy, just how you are. May you embrace this world with curiosity, care, and creativity. May you explore your own edges of humanity and those around you with the hope that it will fill you with more love and awe and joy. Because, my beloveds, we need more love and joy and awe. Go in peace. Go in love.